Hi, thank you for joining us this afternoon for an update on the Proud Michigan Educator campaign. We are thrilled to be sharing some updates regarding this campaign with you this afternoon. Before we go any further, let's just do a quick technology check. You should be able to see a PowerPoint on your screen, and throughout this presentation, your screen will be changing. You don't have to press or click anything. We will be doing it for you. Please be sure to keep yourself muted if you are not speaking, as we want to be sure everyone can clearly hear. If you have a question, we do have a chat box, and let's go ahead and test that out. What has made you proud to be a teacher this week? Let's test out that chat box. What has made you proud to be a teacher this week? Great, well, we'll keep going while you're typing your answers in there. And as we get started, just a few framing thoughts. This campaign is the result of direct feedback from educators across the state, and we're eager to share some updates with you. The webinar is brief, about 30 minutes, and we really want to respect your time this afternoon, and we appreciate you joining us. We're eager to share updates on the first 6 months of the campaign. This is a full year campaign at minimum, and we are sharing some of our updates and plans for the next few months as well. So welcome to those of you who are here. This on the line is Elena. I am on the right side of that screen, and I am a policy fellow at the Office of Educator Talent. We have some other folks who are highly involved with this project, but we're unable to make the call this afternoon. Abby Groff-Blazik is the director of our office, and Chanel Hampton is an equity consultant with our office. Again, our objectives for this afternoon, we'd like to share the origin and the motivation of the Proud Michigan Educator campaign with you, to provide some updates on the first 6 months of the campaign and a preview for the next steps. We'd like to hear your ideas on the campaign moving forward, and finally to walk away with a renewed commitment to partner together in celebration of you, great Michigan educators. Before we move any further, we'd like to share with you a video that we produced as part of the Proud Michigan Educator campaign. This video highlights Mark Churchill, a middle school teacher in the Upper Peninsula, and you should see that in just a moment appearing on your screen.
I got this little mission statement at the beginning of the school year that I would like to make at least one personal connection with a student every day. The kids have to make an emotional hook toward you, the subject. Otherwise, they're going to turn the lights off. One student every day, I try to make a little personal connection because I think it's those emotional hooks that help those kids learn.
Mr. Churchill is one of the most energetic, outgoing, real type people that you would want your kids to be around.
He always tells stories about how he has been places, and then he relates that to, if we're learning about a certain place, he relates it to that.
He'll give them cute names, that they just respond to, and they go down the hall, he'll just yell out their name, like this nickname he has for them, and instant smiles.
I always wasn't this way. I was following the book. It's not something that they teach you at teacher school. I think that teaching is personality, and once you become comfortable with yourself as a teacher, then your students become comfortable. Not every student in your classroom is going to find the cure for cancer or the cure for AIDS, but they do have value. They do have expectations that they can meet. They do have goals that they can find, and it's my goal to help them find those. My name is Mark Churchill, and I'm a proud Michigan educator.
Thank you so much for watching that with us. So again, this campaign truly comes from you, from educators in the classroom across our state. Michigan in 2005 developed an equity plan, or the plan to ensure equitable access to excellent teachers. And as part of this campaign, we identified a call to action or media campaign as a critical element of living out MDE's mission to support learners and learning. There's some quotes from this plan there, and I'm just going to highlight a small section of that. So we identified that one root cause for inequitable access and low teacher retention identified by our stakeholders, by you, educators, is the lack of respect given to the teaching profession. And we therefore know to recruit and retain excellent teachers, we need to elevate the status and respect of teachers by publicly recognizing and valuing their contributions to the education of our children. This campaign exists to do that, to celebrate you, classroom teachers across our state. We know, and you so clearly know as well, that the education profession is facing a looming crisis. We have a number of teachers expected to retire. We have high rates of teachers leaving the profession early in their career, and high rates of administrators leaving the profession early in their career. And these rates of attrition are even higher in urban and other high-need districts. We are also concerned knowing that enrollment in teacher prep programs has continued to decrease over the last few years. We are losing our teachers from classrooms, and we are seeing fewer teachers enter the profession. When we consider that, we know that there are many factors that play a role in addressing this crisis, but a foundational element, as addressed in that state equity plan, is simply the recognition and cultivation of the education profession as a respected, valued, and prestigious career. Simply put, we cannot lose great educators. We can't lose you. We deeply appreciate and are indebted to teachers, and this campaign is intended to publicly acknowledge that and to celebrate you, our Michigan educators. Through this initiative, we have 3 goals. The first, to change the narrative about teaching and teachers in Michigan, to truly develop a conversation that celebrates educators and the great work that is happening in their classrooms every single day. Our second goal is to elevate the prestige and the respect afforded to the teaching profession. We know that Michigan educators are hard-working professionals who are truly experts in their craft, and we want to ensure that they are receiving, that you are receiving the respect afforded to such a position. Finally, we hope to recognize and value teachers' contributions to the education of children in our society across Michigan. This campaign has been launched and will continue to be launched through 3 phases. The first began in September, this past September, with the narrative #ProudMichiganEducator. The second has begun over the past few months, so winter 2017, celebrating proud regional educators. And we have been working with several pilot regions, including Southeast Michigan and the Upper Peninsula, to pilot what it means, or to celebrate what it means to be a proud UP educator, or what it means to be a proud Detroit educator. As we know that those regional contexts are very personal, very specific to that region, and are elements of pride for each educator. Finally, next spring, we hope to launch a Become a Michigan Educator campaign centered around educator recruitment across the state. Throughout the first 6 months of this campaign, we have produced 6 Proud Michigan Educator videos featuring and celebrating Michigan educators. We've engaged tens of thousands of people via Facebook and Twitter in acknowledging the work of educators across our state. And we executed a Thunderclap campaign specifically on those social media platforms, through which 115 supporters shared a message of educator appreciation, ultimately reaching more than 83,000 people with this message. We've been especially active in engaging educators and other Michigan citizens on Twitter around around conversations celebrating the work of Michigan teachers. We've promoted videos and other in the outstanding work that educators are doing in their classrooms on this social media platform. And we found that many teachers, like you, are highly active there and are eager to share the great work that they're doing. And we are eager to continue moving forward with this campaign and would love to share some of our next steps with you. Over the next year, we plan to continue this statewide campaign. Additional teacher and regional highlight videos will continue to be released through the end of this school year. We'll be featuring educators throughout the state and are honored truly to have the opportunity to do that. We've also been thrilled to launch a series of Proud Michigan Educator blogs in which educators have been able to share their experiences and their connection to the Proud Michigan Educator campaign, and we have uplifted them via our websites and social media platforms. We've highlighted a number of classroom teachers and several administrators and folks from higher education institutions as well. As we also think about these regional and community campaigns, we are beginning partnerships with different businesses and regional entities around developing communities of support for educators in specific regions. So this includes, educator appreciation events, social networking, and professional networking events for teachers in specific pilot communities, as well as creating business partnerships within that community to develop some of those corporate perks that you might think of, but for educators to really incentivize investment in the educators in the community. Finally, as we think about our long-term strategy, as I mentioned, the Become a Michigan Educator campaign, we know we need to begin thinking about recruiting more educators to our schools to ensure sustainability. So as we move forward through spring of 2018, we are eager to explore statewide recruitment events and collaborative hiring platforms. At this time, I am thrilled to invite you, a Proud Michigan Educator, to join us in celebrating the incredible work that you do across the state. The first step is simply to join us on our social media outlets. Follow us on Facebook at MichDeptEd, MichDeptEd, and on YouTube at the same handle, MichDeptEd. You can also find us on Twitter at MIEducation. This resource will be available for download, and you can find this slide there. Next, please engage with us on social media. We would love to see you like, share, comment, etc. our Proud Michigan Educator videos and posts. And we would love for you to post your own Proud Michigan Educator content. Go ahead and tag a colleague or a teacher and share what makes them great. Go ahead and post about your own classroom and share a celebration from your day and tag that hashtag Proud Michigan Educator. When you do so, we're keeping an eye out, and we are thrilled and will be thrilled to share that with educators throughout Michigan. Another opportunity to engage in the campaign is to create your own Proud Michigan Educator video. So this can include a feature of yourself. This can include stories of your students, of your school, but truly recognizing the incredible work that you as an educator do every day and celebrating educators across the state. There is some information in the files section titled Engage with the Proud Michigan Educator campaign, with additional information on creating a video yourself. But if you have any questions on the logistics of that, we are more than happy to help. We have a few schools that we are working with right now to begin piloting school-based video production, and are thrilled to have them tell their own stories of their educators. Similarly, we'd love to uplift your voice through a blog. I mentioned that we've produced several blogs over the past few months featuring a number of featuring the voices of folks from a number of different education roles. If you are interested in sharing your perspective on the Proud Michigan Educator campaign and your experience as an educator in Michigan, please reach out to us and see how you can become engaged in writing one of these blogs. We've had some folks whose schools have sponsored them and hosted it on their own website, for example. And we are also more than willing to support you in that process and to uplift your voice through this blog. We truly want to know, what is it that makes you proud to be a Michigan educator? What successes, what challenges have you faced? What is your proudest moment as an educator? At this time, we're going to pause for just a moment for a quick activity. If you can go to an MDE social media outlet, so this is facebook.com/MishDeptEd or twitter.com/MIEducation. Go ahead and check out our feeds on both of those platforms. Like a post or a tweet that resonates with you, and then share one of our posts or pictures with your network on social media. We'll give you about a minute or two to do that. Seeing some engagement on Twitter, thank you. And I'm seeing some folks liking our posts on Facebook as well. Truly, we are honored to be engaging with you in this way and to be lifting up your voice. At this point in time, we would like to open this up for a few questions. And you can either type these in the chat box, or you can, we can turn your microphones on to share them out as well. And folks' microphones are turned on. If you have a question, and my question to you first is, how would you like to engage with the Proud Michigan Educator campaign? Oh, it looks like there's a little bit of struggle with getting these microphones on, but if you would like, you can rather just go ahead and type in that box. How would you like to engage with the Proud Michigan Educator campaign? Yeah, that's a great question, Josh. Josh asked, how do you suggest we can get the conversation started with other teachers in our school who aren't social media savvy? So I've talked with a few school leaders about this because we know that there are some obstacles to utilizing social media in this way in the classroom. And school leaders have really suggested partnering with them. If you are an educator specifically interested in bringing elements of the Proud Michigan Educator campaign to your building, that building a relationship with your technology person or your communications person or your principal in that building is going to be one of the first steps to make sure that you're able to really effectively and safely, right, participate in the campaign. And I see that Monica, you have a question? Great, so Monica wants to find out more information about school-based or even district-based video production. That's a great question. At the bottom of the screen, Monica, there's a section for files for you to download. And there is a resource titled Engage with the Proud Michigan Educator campaign. That includes some guidance on how to create your own video, whether you're using, your iPhone camera or whether it's in a high school and you have a video production class that would want to take this on as a project. We know that folks have a variety of resources and opportunities within each of their buildings or schools and want to support you in that way. That resource is a great place to start, but please don't hesitate to reach out more directly and we can help you develop an action plan as well. My contact information, Elena Dagg, is in that document, and if you want to connect, we can go ahead and get a plan started. We would love to highlight your teachers. Thank you. Great. If there are no additional questions, we will go ahead and end our webinar here. We really want to be respectful of your time on this Tuesday afternoon. Thank you again for joining us today, and thank you for being interested in joining the Proud Michigan Educator campaign. Please share this with your professional networks at school and throughout your lives. So share it out via your social media networks from our platforms. Use the hashtag Proud Michigan Educator in posts about your classroom, about your colleagues, and more to celebrate incredible Michigan educators. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great evening.